Welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Monty?
Justin?
Today we're taking a look at the Hoyo de Monterrey. I really like these cigars. They make a little, I don't even know the size, little cigar about yay big. That's my routine. Just got like half hour smoked cigar. I go and smoke that thing. And so I'm real impressed by this brand. I don't think they're a huge company, but you know, every cigar I've had from them I've really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to smoking this. We believe this is the Toro size, and you know, Connecticut, broadleaf Maduro, all of that. Just kind of a simple looking cigar. The band isn't very big. It's, you know, gold and blazoned, all that. Cigar itself doesn't look like anything special. You know, it's very discolored and kind of a squishy pack. Got a big stem running up the middle. Maybe a stretch mark here or two, but you know, just good looking stick, but nothing really catches the eye about this cigar. Let's see on the aromas. It's kind of a general tobacco in the wrapper for me. And on the foot, I definitely get there's some real pronounced coffee and earth, and there's something else. I can't tell what that is, but it's kind of unique. But definitely coffee is the predominant aroma on the foot for me. Huh?
Yeah, it's a really nice cigar. You know, when I was talking about the look of it, it does have that dark mottled finish to the wrapper, and it's a really nice roll. It's not what I would call a firm roll or a soft roll at all. It's a really, you know, just a really nice roll. The band, Wyatt kind of mentioned it. It's kind of got this two-tone gold and black. And the coupled with the wrapper of the cigar makes me think that this reminds me of like an old school cigar, probably cigars before any of us were even really around. You know, I from what I've seen, I think that sometimes they weren't as cosmetically appealing 30, 40, 50 years ago like they are today. You know, now these guys grow these plants just for the wrappers, and they spend so much time on the wrappers, making them just look so perfect, and the bands are just big and bright and sometimes overwhelming, and to me this is kind of what I picture as like an old school looking cigar. It's dark, it's not perfect, but it looks nice, it has a good roll, it's well rolled, and the band is very classy looking, but nothing ostentatious about it at all. So I like this cigar. I like the way Hoyo de Monterrey produces their cigars and the look of them. You know, and there is a few little lumps, and there's a little bit of toothiness to the wrapper. Real fine veins. I don't have anything prominent like what Wyatt did, but I get a really distinct aroma off the wrapper. You know, a lot of times you don't, but this one, there's a really defined earthiness to it to me. Real defined, which is kind of different. You know, like I said, a lot of times you just don't get a whole lot off a wrapper. And off the foot, even more earthiness and just like a really super rich dark tobacco aroma. Just something that, like, you just walked into a huge room of torcedores rolling cigars, and I think this is what I would smell. That's what I imagine in my mind. So I think this has a lot of potential right here.
I agree 100% with Monty. This is quintessential, old school style. And I believe Hoyo de Monterrey is also, it's the Cuban, there's a Cuban brand. And when they left, I think this is either Altedas or General Cigar. But I think it's kind of, they're playing off the Hoyo de Monterrey of Cuba. I could be completely wrong. But overall, it is a gorgeous looking Maduro. It does look a bit unrefined, but still very, very nice. A little lumpy, a little bit mottled colors, but still looks very, very nice. I agree 100% on that wrapper. It just has that dense earth smell and just overall feel and sensation to it. I agree off the foot. A lot of dark tobacco, a lot of earth. Nothing really in your face, but I think that it does show a lot of potential. I'm very excited about it. Let's get it cut up now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of these cigars. The little ones. What's the size on those? You guys know?
I think they're like the...
This isn't like a 4 by
45. I think it's like a Corona Minor or something. If that's the size.
It's like half a Corona.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is a really nice little 30-minute cigar.
Yeah, it pairs well with anything. It's just a good economical cigar, and they're not expensive too. I've never seen them go for,
Well, at our shop.
well, you know, just I mean in general, I've never seen a Hoyo de Monterrey cigar at a cigar shop that was, you know, exorbitantly expensive. I got these up in Albuquerque. I think they were like $7 a piece, you know, and that's, especially in comparison to what else you could be paying. That's just it's a good price for a solid stick.
Overall, just to me, is very earthy in the draw and the smell and the texture of the cigar. I still kind of get that. There's a bitterness to me on the middle of my tongue. Still there now. So for me, it's a relatively long finish, but not like a bad bitter, like blah bitter. Just a nice subtle bitterness. It's very very nice.
It's there. I agree. A lot of good smoke off this. Really.
You know, I get kind of this floral note. We talked about that before, but almost kind of like
in the retro hill.
In the retro hill, yeah.
In the retro hill, I agree 100%.
It's almost like wrapped up a flower or something and smoked that. I mean, it's smooth and I don't know how else to describe it.
It's not like that sweet rosy smell, but it's like that. Is it that baby's breath they put with roses?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of smell that I'm picking up on, and taste. I guess not really taste, but sensation in the retro hill. Actually, it's an exceptional start for me.
Yeah, nice.
Agreed.
Well, let's get in the first third. Approach 10-minute mark.
Well, we're about 10 minutes into this Hoyo de Monterrey. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's you know, we had some strong wind for a while, and it looks like it's kind of died down, knock on wood. And, you know, burn's been really consistent, not razor sharp, but never needing a touch up. It's definitely kept a lot of those dark flavors, but to me there's a little bit of cinnamon on the finish. You know, usually I just kind of attribute that to the general spice, but it seems real specific to me as like a cinnamon. And there's this kind of building, almost like fruity, tart sort of flavor in the finish for me. It's kind of unique, but that also just might be how smooth the cigar is, and it is very very smooth. I'm just, you know, like I said before, I'm a huge Hoyo de Monterrey fan, and this cigar didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I agree. And it is a super smooth start. Wyatt's right. I really liked it. No pepper on it. What's that?
We both asked ourselves.
Yeah, mine fell off while it was sitting on the edge of the ashtray. But yeah, really smooth start. I think Wyatt's onto something. That cinnamon on the finish is there a little bit for me. It is noticeable, but just a lot of dark richness to the cigar. So really good start.
Yeah, I agree. It is very very dark, very earthy, and I agree with both Wyatt and Monty on that cinnamon or spice. I would attribute say more to like a baker spice. It's still building for me. I'm not 100% sure what it is. But it is a great cigar so far. I'm really enjoying it. Very smooth. Even in the retro hill, no burn, no nothing. Very, very nice. For me, I would say mild to medium, and well, maybe about medium in body, but there's no nicotine kick to it. I really like it. It's all flavor, no strength. I really enjoy that. Let's get into the final, or midpoint. See if we can see.
Well, we're about halfway, probably a little over halfway in this Hoyo de Monterrey. Really, no updates for me. It hasn't. The flavors haven't gotten bolder. They haven't decreased. They're pretty much exactly the same. So it's a real consistent cigar, and I'm still really impressed with it. I mean, now, you know, like I said, not a razor sharp burn, but never needing to touch up. The ash fell out on me once, and I learned my lesson and ashed it second time around, and just a really consistent cigar. No construction issues, no burn issues. In terms of flavor, like I said, it hasn't changed, but definitely some just dark tobacco there, and I get kind of that fruit flavor, and it's kind of tangy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's definitely unique. So like I said before, continually impressed by Hoyo de Monterrey.
Yeah, I agree. That cinnamon that Wyatt mentioned and I thought was coming on, it's definitely more pronounced now, especially in the finish. It really lingers. But it's not that a really hot burning cinnamon, you know, so I'm all for it. But just that really dark, rich tobacco is right there in the forefront too. And the burn's been pretty good. Nothing worth touching up at all. Not razor sharp, but I have noticed that if I don't knock the ash off this thing every, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, it's probably going to fall on me. But other than that, no issues whatsoever.
Can't agree more. It's a great cigar. A lot of full body, not full body, more of a medium to full flavor wise for me. They're really kind of building. A lot of dark tobacco, a lot of earth. I agree that cinnamon, or I'd still call it baker's spice. I swear there's a few different kind of spices going in. It's very, very nice. Very, very long finish for me now. I'm really liking that. I kind of see where Wyatt's coming with that fruitiness, but really hasn't developed much for me. This is actually my third cigar of the day, and what I really appreciate about this cigar is it doesn't leave you that like ashtray taste in your mouth. And for being a Maduro, something that has a little more flavor, a little more body to it, I halfway expected it being my third cigar, but it doesn't do that at all. So I really like it so far. Yeah, let's get into the final third. Approach the nub point, see what we get.
Well, we're at the nub point. Overall, I really enjoyed this cigar. I thought it was great. No construction issues. Ash holds on pretty well. I mean, don't let it go on longer than it should. But just a really exceptional budget type of cigar. I mean, like I said, I think these were $7, a piece. And you can't beat that for a really good cigar. No, like I said, no construction issues. Pretty much a razor sharp burn. Never touched it up. Flavors never got too pronounced, but definitely there was enough there that it kept you interested. I mean, I've never had a bad Hoyo de Monterrey cigar, and there's very few brands that I can say that about. So, I'd keep these running around in my humidor. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give the cigar a solid 8. I could see smoking this at the end of the day. Probably in the afternoon. Probably not a good morning stick, but just a good economical all-around cigar.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was a really good cigar. It burned well the whole time. Really kept my interest. That cinnamon, and especially in the finish, kind of died down somewhat. But the thing stayed real smooth, and just in the last nub of this thing, it's gotten really deep and dark with like dark coffee and dark chocolate, and I really like it. But there's nothing harsh about it. And I'm down to 3/4 of an inch left in the cigar, and it's still really good. So definitely an 8.
Yeah, I agree. For me, the cigar in this final third did take a shift, and those flavors did turn very dark. I agree with Monty 100%. Dark coffee, a little bit of chocolate, just very nice in this final third. I agree. I think it's a great end of your day smoke. I think that it's a great, right in the middle of the day. I agree it might be a little heavy for the morning, but overall, really nice. I agree 100% with an 8. So, well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em.